What state is known for its small drinks?
I figured this one out. Minnesota.
All right. What goes up but never comes down?
I don't know, Don.
Your age.
Oh,
Unfortunate part of it. So, hi, this is Don
and this is Gina.
with Focused Healthy Family, and this is another Tuesday Tips.
Today's tip is taking your power back. Many times as a child, our parents, through words and actions, tend to take the wind out of our sails. They control so much of the child's life that's difficult for the child to find their own way. They steal the child's power of decision-making, problem-solving, and creating a life that they want. As we come into adulthood, we are still battling with our own control and power. We have to find that power again and give ourselves the opportunity to become who we desire. So I guess today, thinking about as a child, and maybe it wasn't your parents, what people in your life do you feel who were taking your power, or really who you were giving your power away to, although as a child.
It's hard to tell. That is hard to.
Yeah, and it's, the adults are supposed to be in the responsible position, and not to point fingers, at us as parents, but what things are we doing? Are we making too many decisions for our children? Are we not allowing them to problem solve? As a homeschooling family, I would often ask my kids some math problems, some science trivia, or something of that nature at the dinner table or, in conversation. And I'd often have to stop Don and be like, nope, let them answer. I'd want to know something, but I wanted to give them that opportunity to solve whatever it was that I was throwing out there.
What goes into our philosophy, and when we're working with parents and like especially with the communication, is giving them the power so that they can make their own decisions. So when they get out into the world and they have to make decisions themselves, then they're capable of it.
I just read the knock-knock joke from Father's Day that you didn't.
I didn't read it.
You didn't read it last time when we did last week's.
Will that do it now then?
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Olive.
Olive who?
I love you, Daddy.
That's good. I like that.
I think. Did Abby write that, or?
No. Well, I don't know.
We're not sure who wrote that.
I'm not sure.
Our dog's name was Olive.
Ah.
Our dog, who we lost last summer.
Yeah.
So taking our power back.
Yeah, I think it's...
And allowing our children to take their own power back. What's coming to mind right now is, so our 22-year-old moved back home, and so her and her sister share the upstairs where they have their own bathroom, their own living space, and their bedrooms. And they'll be fighting or arguing with each other, or even in the kitchen getting into something. And I feel it's so important that we don't try to just intervene and stop fighting, you two, because this is their opportunity to practice their skills in communicating with someone. I think that's kind of the beauty of parenting more than one child, is they have natural peers to learn how to deal with, learn how to ask for things that they want, learn how to speak up for themselves, learn how to set boundaries and all these different things. And I think oftentimes we interfere too much, and we need to allow that natural communication and that natural development of that relationship to unfold.
Well, and I think some of it plays into, we don't want to see our kids make mistakes, so we don't want to see them fighting, all that kind of stuff that they need to do. Not that they have to go overboard with it, but I mean,
you're learning from that.
But
experience.
they learn from mistakes they make. They learn from fighting. Hopefully, if you've shown them a good enough examples of your own how to handle these things, then they should have they would have the capabilities of handling it themselves.
Well, and they're learning, from their sibling. I remember when our older two were very young. And at some point we realized that our oldest was sort of giving in to his sister because she would throw a fit. And he just agreed to what she wanted. And I don't know, I remember just having a conversation about that as far as,
Yeah.
and again, part of that, is the dynamic and their age at the time. And they have a really nice relationship now.
Well, and I think the other thing, like, it goes back to that thing I did too, of sitting them down and telling them, getting them to understand each other's perspective on things.
Yeah, it's not that
really.
we can't guide them, that we can't give them feedback about things, and yet in that moment it's a little squabble over something in the kitchen, or even if you're trying to get out the door, sometimes our intervening makes it worse.
Yeah.
Because then we're throwing our own stuff out there in the middle of their little interaction, so to speak.
So it's, I guess the tip here is to allow your kids
to take their power
to
back.
take their power back,
to get angry,
to
be mad at you.
or to build their own power, from a young age. Even very young kids need to have some semblance of their own control of things,
That's why young children start saying no. They are setting boundaries. They are learning to gain that independence. It's not about sticking them in a situation and being like, okay, you're going to get independent because you're in preschool now. It's no, they're setting their boundaries. They're learning how they can set those boundaries with other people. And so realizing that this is a beautiful thing when our kids are able to engage and do that. And if we're fighting it, they're terrible twos. Wait till they're 4 and 5. Oh my goodness.
Wait till they're teens. That's another big.
Teenagers, and there's always stages of them trying to separate from us and build their own individualness, and we need to step back sometimes and allow that.
So that's our tip for today. You can find out more about us at FocusHealthyFamily.com. You can also get these Tuesday tips by email. You can find that on our website. Check out Thursdays. We have our full podcast every Thursday.
Tune in for Ask the OT. Join us on our community, currently on the eParent Club of Focused Healthy Family Facebook page. We're going to be growing this community further. Join us for the information, resources, support we have.
And remember, how you speak to your children today shapes their future and yours.